Was snapped last night thanks to Chris Stratton. The Giants right-hander tossed a two-hit shutout, and they won their first game of the month. Now it's Madison Bumgarner's turn to deal another blow to the Rockies' postseason hopes. The Giants ace has dominated Colorado throughout his career, and tonight he looks to keep things rolling. Giants-Rockies next.
We are coming to you from AT&T Park as we get ready for Giants baseball. This is Game 2 of this three-game series. Giants-Rockies, welcome to NBC Sports Bay Area, and it's powered by Xfinity. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, a big sigh of relief last night as Chris Stratton threw a complete game shutout. Just exactly what they needed. So, what do you need tonight? The same thing for Madison Bumgarner.
Well, and I have to believe that Madison Bumgarner is extremely motivated. If you think 2 starts ago in Denver, in 5 innings, these Rockies got 7 runs off him. So it's been his history. If that happens, which is rare, he usually comes back stronger in the next time he faces that team. So his opponent tonight is a young man by the name of German Marquez, 23 years old, who happens to be the best pitcher on this Rockies team. The other sidebar to this story, both pitchers are great hitters, so it's all about the pitcher.
All right, and no Brandon Belt, is Austin Slater is at first base tonight. All right, when we come back on this beautiful Saturday night, we will have the lineups and the very first pitch of this game right after these messages.
Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open this weekend. Another chilly night, 60 degrees. You see the winds and humidity, and it is a breezy night. All right, let's take a look at the Rockies lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It'll be Blackmon in the leadoff spot, then LeMahieu, Arenado, and Story. Matt Holliday will hit fifth, and it's Desmond, Cuevas, Walters, and the pitcher Marquez.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be Madison Bumgarner, the 6'4", 250-pound, 29-year-old left-hander, coming into tonight's ball game. He is 5-6 with 18 starts, an ERA of 3.30.
And the first pitch of the ball game is a call strike.
Bumgarner's going to come at you with a fastball. It's going to be low 90s with lots of cut. He'll enhance the cut. Got a curveball and a changeup.
Blackman hitting 287. Takes the pitch wide. We get started right on time, like we usually do here in this ballpark.
You like that. You like on time.
I do. If it says the game starts at 6:05, that's when it should start. Center field. Gorkis Hernandez shading his eyes, and he puts it away, and that's how this game gets started.
Let's take a look at the Giants defensively behind Bumgarner tonight, starting in their outfield from left to right. It's going to be Pence, Hernandez, and Blanco, the best arm in center field. Crawford, Longoria, they'll be on the left side of the infield. Panic and Slater on the right side. And Nick Hundley, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
So here's LeMahieu. LeMahieu hitting 282. 15 home runs, 56 driven in, and he takes a call strike. Where the Rockies only had 2 hits in the game last night. LeMahieu went 0 for 4. Tap foul. LeMahieu lifetime against Madison Bumgarner. He's had 42 at bats. 10 hits, a double, and a home run. Ryan Qualls down the left field line. 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch is high.
And over on the first base side is Mark Qualls. So the Qualls family well represented tonight.
Home plate umpire, did we say? It's Ramon DeJesus, then Mills, Hickox, and Morales.
First time that we have seen Ramon DeJesus, so we're learning his strike zone as you are.
We had dinner in the press room with Eddie Montague, and Eddie said, "Oh, wait till you see this guy. He's really good." And I'm thinking, well, what is Eddie going to tell us? That he stinks?
Well, Eddie tells us that every umpire is really good.
That's right.
It's like, Eddie, we will be the judge of that.
Yes. Hit into left center field, and nobody's going to get it. So LeMahieu is going to stop at second, and that's a 1-out double.
All right, time now for our Nissan keys to the game. And number one, Giants have been having some problems scoring some run. They need to set the table, get guys on in scoring position, and then you get the big hits. Number two, Herman Marquez against Hunter Pence. Hunter Pence lifetime against Marquez, 4 for 9 with a couple of home runs. We'll watch that matchup tonight. And those are our Nissan keys to the game.
Here's Arenado hitting at 298 with 34 home runs. He's got 100 runs batted in. Arenado last night, he took an 0 for 4. He hit the ball hard a couple of times, and he drives this one into right center field. Blanco over, and Blanco tracks it down. Right off the bat, that looked like it was in the gap.
Now they had Gorkis Hernandez playing over towards left center, and that ball had Slice running away towards him, towards the triples alley, but they absolutely cheated Gregor Blanco in right field. He was guarding triples alley, and this ball sliced right to Gregor. Saw him check as to see where Gorkis Hernandez was. He realized that was his play.
Remember, he was in right field in Matt Cain's perfect game. Here's Trevor Story. Trevor Story at 291, 33 home runs, 102 runs batted in. And he takes a pitch down low. Story last night was 0 for 2. LeMahieu with his lead. Panic keeping him tight. And this is going to be a flare. Blanco coming in again, and he puts it away. Just give that man a gold glove. Just for this first inning, for goodness sake. Look at the Giants lineup, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. It'll be Gregor Blanco in the leadoff spot, then Panic, Longoria, and Crawford. Nick Hundley had a good game last night, his 5th. Then it's Slater, Pence, Hernandez, and Madison Bumgarner will hit 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Colorado Rockies will be the 23-year-old right-hander Herman Marquez, 6'1", 220 pounds. He is in his 2nd year at the big league level. In 29 starts this year, 12-9 with a 3.94 ERA. Look at the strikeouts, 195 in 171 innings, and that's against 53 walks. A good fastball. You'll see mid to high 90s with velocity, and you'll also see 2 types of movement with that fastball. He's got a curveball, slider, and a very good changeup. And any pitch that he has, he can strike you out with. His stuff is very good.
Blanco waits, and he pops it up into center field. It'll be Blackman now backpedaling, who puts it away. 1 out.
Let's take a look at the Rockies defensively. Starting in their outfield from left to right, it'll be Holiday, Blackman, and Cuevas, the best assist arm in center field with Blackman. Story and Arenado, they'll be on the left side of the infield. LeMahieu and Desmond on the right side. Tony Wolters, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
Here's Joe Panic. Couple of hits in last night's game for Joe Panic as he takes wide, hitting at 252. Four home runs, 20 runs batted in. And he takes a strike. He's 3 for 9 in his career against Marquez.
Marquez likes to work at quick pace. Very upright follow through. And usually you see your hard throwers, they usually have pretty good bend at the waist, good extension. As I mentioned, you'll see mid to high 90s with his velocity, 2 types of movement, but from an upright position after he releases, he doesn't have a lot of bend in his waist.
This is into right center field. Is it going to hang up for Blackman? It does. 2 outs. And that'll bring up Longoria. Longoria at 248. He's got 15 big flies. He's got 50 runs batted in. He had a 1-for-4 game yesterday. The Giants had 8 hits in the game last night. And the first pitch is down low to Longoria. He's only had 2 at bats in his career against Marquez, and he's 0 for 2. There's a strike at the knees.
A little bit cooler tonight than we've seen it the last several evenings. Carry to center field, the normal prevailing wind. Doubtful you'll see right-handed hitters hit the ball out to right field now. It's pretty rare when it happens, but tonight the wind is pretty stiff going out to center, and it'll affect fly balls off right-handers to right field.
That's a good breaking ball.
He's got 2 different breaking balls, a curveball and a slider, and they're both good pitches.
Three and 2. And it's right at Desmond, and that'll end the inning. Nice at bat for Longoria. Second inning coming up. 0-0.
For full service banking for all that you love. Federally insured by NCUA.
No score as Matt Holliday steps up. It'll be Holliday, Desmond, and Noel Cuevas. And Holliday takes a breaking ball for a strike. Holliday and Bumgarner have gone at each other 27 times. And Holliday's got 5 hits. And he fouls this one just below us. And then way down below. As that fan got to Karam.
With the Bumgarner jersey on. He made a nice play. Oh yeah. Had him played perfectly.
Yeah, hit the cement on the aisle and just ricocheted way down below. There's a high fastball, 1-2.
can't believe it. I mean, they're about 5 rows behind the screen. You're not thinking you're going to get a whole lot of action there.
And a shot up the middle for a base hit. The barrel of the bat ended up by the Giants dugout. Let's check in with Amy G.
All right, gentlemen, our season finale of GMAG is going to air tonight right after Giants post-game live. And we're going out of 2018 with a bang. Dwayne, check this out. I went on a road trip. I went to go visit Mike Krukow and his wife Jennifer at their home in Reno. We cooked up a little brunch. We played a little music. Got the grand tour of their life when not at AT&T Park. And I'm only going to speak for myself, Mike, but I had a blast. And I think every Giants fan is going to enjoy the behind-the-scenes look at how the Krukows live life to the fullest every day after Giants post-game live tonight. Check it out, guys.
Yeah, that'll be really good. I can't wait. There's a bunt attempt. Bumgarner will throw to first. I bet Amy didn't pick up the check.
No, but I'll tell you one thing we found out about Amy G. She could play the piano.
Oh, yeah.
Well, she offered to pick up a check one time in San Diego.
Well, that must have been when she had lunch with you, because when it was with a group, she did not.
Well, she picks her spots.
Here's Cuevas. Cuevas hitting .243. I'm going to say, and I'm going to go way out on a limb on this, that Desmond did that on his own.
Yeah, Desmond did that on his own. Bud Black would not bunt his first baseman. Not in a 0-0 ball game in the second inning.
Tap to third for Longoria. So Cuevas thrown out 5-3. Well, you can secure a place at the front of the line for some 2019 biggest games, including a home matchup against the Yankees and opening day. Place your deposit for group tickets now at sfgiants.com/2019. Here's Tony Walters. Walters hitting at 183 with 3 home runs, 25 driven in. And this is cued to Bumgarner. He will spin and throw, and that'll end the inning. And that's why you don't bunt. 0-0.
Not a good play.
Enter Win Country, the best place to win cash and prizes. just an hour north of the Golden Gate.
All Giants games on NBC Sports Bay Area are streamed live on the NBC Sports app for mobile or tablet. Stream the Giants on the go. And it's brought to you by your NorCal Honda dealers. Here's Crawford. Crawford, Hundley, Slater against German Marquez. And the pitch, and there's a strike at the knees, and it's 0-1. Crawford at 256, 12 home runs. He's got 51 runs batted in. And he checks his swing, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Crawford 0 for 4 in the game last night. One and 2.
See how they play him and the numbers. That's our StatCast AI powered by AWS.
Two and 2.
Yep. French fries are good. Got his glove. His favorite toy. Doesn't even need a jacket.
Crawford bounces it foul. Not yet, anyway.
Little brother's a focused dude, I got to tell you. He's working the tater tots. You have that same look.
Down the left field line. Holiday over, and he will hold Crawford to a leadoff single, and that's the first hit and base runner for the Giants.
That was significant. He gets on to lead off an inning, and now Marquez gets into the stretch for the first time tonight. Talk about one of the keys is setting the table, and the easiest way to do it is getting that first guy in the inning on base. So a nice start here for the Giants with Crawford's base hit.
Hundley had a 2 for 3 night last night. Hit the ball hard. And he takes low as Walters digs it out like a first baseman.
Walter's a very athletic catcher. He does a lot of things well. Runs well. Got a lot of bounce in his legs. Good ball blocker. See the wristband that he has on his left arm. And one thing I really want to emphasize, he's calling his game. What is on there are certain plays that they want to put on with the pitcher. Throw over to first, step off, pitch out. He's also got on that little wristband what all the guys' signs are should they come in out of the bullpen. Do they like the signs where it's first sign after 2 or first sign or it's a pump system? So they have all that information there, and they also give a little scout report on guys as to how they want to throw things. But basically he's calling his own game or suggesting his own game. You see those wristbands on college catchers, for the most part they're being told what pitches to throw, what location to throw. So it's a different source of information here at the big league level than what you see in the amateur ranks.
1 and 2 to Hundley on the fastball below the knees.
There you see the information that they have there. And it basically tells you how they want to have each guy pitched and what the defensive setups are in given situations.
Crawford's got 4 steals on the year.
Happy as can be.
Happy as a clam.
And we're talking about mom.
1 and 2. Down the left field line. That'll be a base hit. And it's going to shoot by Holiday. Crawford's on the move. And he's going to get the stop sign. Hundley with a double.
All right, time for our Mercedes-Benz pivotal play. And last night, Austin Slater was the offense. He comes up with a couple of men on, and he rifles one through the infield. Both runners will score, and that would be it. Giants would have a 2-run night, but that would be enough as Chris Stratton made those 2 runs stand up.
Yeah, it's kind of the same spot, like right now.
Like right now. Well, they have done the one thing we said was a key. They have set the table.
So the Rockies at least up the middle. Story and LeMahieu will play back. Slater takes inside. 1 ball and no strikes. You see the way the defense sets up. Slater has never faced Marquis before. And he gets a fastball and he fouls it back. See what Slater's done since August 2nd.
Tied with Longoria for the most RBIs.
And a little bit below the knees to make it 2 balls and 1 strike. Hunter Pence is on deck. And then Gorkis Hernandez. Gorkis getting ready. Here it's 2-1. 2-2.
That's when you're going to have a little bit of a word with yourself. Find yourself in a 2-1 count. Hitters think they kind of have the edge in that count. You don't like to swing at anything out of the strike zone in that count, and that's exactly what Slater did.
The perfect out. Crawford scores. The runner advances. It's 1-0. Well, 49ers pre and post game live 1 hour before and after every game. You can join Greg Papa, Dante Whitner, Jeff Garcia. Before and after the Niners face the Lions this week on NBC Sports Bay Area Plus. And if you're going to the game, stop by our set on Faithful Mile to win prizes and maybe even get on TV. Infield is in for Pence. And Hunter Pence has got a little bit of ownage on Mr. Marquez. 4 for 9, a couple of home runs. And Pence does not go around. It's 2 balls and no strikes with Gorkis Hernandez to follow. Marquez wants to know if Pence went around, and he did not.
Walters working Ramon De Jesus, the plate umpire. Rookie umpires get worked hard by everybody.
Pence with a little pop-up into center field. Blackman's coming in. It's going to fall. Ownage is ownage. 2-0.
That was a thing of beauty. I mean, you pull the infield in. I mean, you're not going to be able to get back when you're in the cut of the grass and you're playing it. You're not going to be able to get back on those pop-ups. Wasn't a bad pitch. Take a look at the pitch. A little two-seamer at 96. It's brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company. And here's the result. Nothing anybody can do. That is the Bermuda Triangle out there.
What does the exit velocity say out there?
What was it, 62?
67.
67.
Marquez to LeMahieu, and that's a double play. Giants on the board. It's 2-0.
And Travis Ishikawa is being clobbered by his teammates as he comes down the third base line, and he is mobbed at home plate. It's Travis Ishikawa.
And what a great moment in Giants history. And we do have Travis Ishikawa with us up here in the booth. Is be Marquez to lead things off. So welcome.
Thank you guys for having me.
Way to go.
Eesh.
What's up, guys?
Good to see you.
You too.
I mean, how many times do you, when you're in a bad mood, you just flip that on? Just go ahead and say a lot.
It's not when I'm in a bad mood, but
all the time.
There's definitely some times where it's still TiVo'd on the DVR, and when there's nothing on TV that day, it gets flipped on from time to time.
I think I'll watch that a few times. Yeah. That's great.
So you don't have it on your phone right now?
I don't know. No, I don't.
Yeesh. We do.
Marquez on the ground, foul. And Mike said he's a good hitter. Giants lead 2-0. So you had a little bit of a function before the game. Hudson, Affelt, and yourself, correct?
Yes.
Entertained some of the folks out in Triples Alley with a Q&A. And I'm assuming it went well and it was fun.
It did. Yeah, we had a great turnout, and the crowd was electric and alive. And obviously, anytime you get Huddy and Affelt and Pablo together.
Oh, Pablo joined you.
Yeah, he was able to make it out there and give us some insight on a few of the questions.
Yeah, so was part of that function we're talking about, and it did look like a spirited crowd.
Oh yeah, yeah, they were having fun. And
did Affelt try to be funny the whole time, or was he serious?
It was Affelt.
Yeah,
about 50-50.
Okay. Yeah,
he was on his best behavior a little
I have
bit more.
to deal with that when Mike's gone.
Oh, that's right.
Here's Blackman with a swing and a miss and he goes down.
Well, I mean, he meant to swing when he started, and about halfway into it, he realized it wasn't a great idea, and it becomes a defensive. I got to get the heck out of the way of the ball, and I don't care who you are, how good you are, baseball is going to humble you. And Blackman just got humbled.
I mean, it doesn't Hundley have to say, I don't think anybody saw that. Charlie, you're good.
I stood in a bullpen in Colorado in 10 with Bum because I wasn't playing a lot, so I was trying to get reps, and he threw one up and in just like that.
And
in his bullpen session, and I looked at him, and he had the same exact look like he would give any other opponent. So I put my head back down, and I stepped back in the box. Took a few more steps back out of the back of the box, but continued my bullpen session like nothing had happened.
So I want to get back to 2014, and I want to know what you're thinking when you're standing in left field in the World Series.
I was wondering when my luck was going to run out, to be honest. I needed that first at bat in the box to feel like I was playing baseball again because it was so foreign out there. I needed something familiar, and so, so the first 2-3 innings, I needed hopefully nobody to let them hit a ball to me.
Well, I know. Look, I got switched to the outfield when I was in winter ball, and you kind of feel like a fish out of water. And the one thing that I don't know if you did it, but I did it, and I didn't even know I was doing it, is I just all of a sudden I looked, I'm on the warning track because I was used to coming in on balls and not going back.
Yes, I was doing that too, but that was out of necessity of not wanting the ball to beat me too bad. But I remember being in Kansas City the first workout, looking left, looking right, and going, wow, there's a lot of grass out here.
And you had what, Gregor to your left?
I had Gregor to my left, and I didn't feel like I was that far from the line. I wanted him covering most of the gap.
Which he did.
Yes, he did.
So you come back to San Francisco, and people see you, and obviously they remember that moment. How do they approach you? Are they open arms? Are they talking about it?
Oh, absolutely. It's usually it's either a thank you or where they were at when it happened, which it's always cool to hear the different stories of where people were.
Hit deep, but not deep enough. And that's going to end the inning. As Bumgarner's yelling at the Rockies dugout, Ish is going to stay. We'll be back.
See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
Here it's a 2-0 lead as Bumgarner on the first pitch rolls it foul. Bumgarner on the year, 5 for 37.
You mentioned when he was walking off the field, the Rockies bench was giving it to him.
Center field hit well. Blackman on the move, and he's not going to get it. As it flattens out up against the wall, and Bumgarner's got a double. As Mike was talking about, he went to LeMahieu and he said that was not on purpose. And then he's telling him again right now at second base. And the beauty about Bumgarner is he's so vocal during games. He's telling the truth. He'll be honest with you. If he hit him on purpose, he'd probably said, I hit you on purpose.
And he would absolutely tell you that. I mean, he's as honest as a dozen brown eggs. I mean, that's just his nature. That's where he comes from.
Here's Blanco with Bumgarner now at second. And Blanco shoots it into left field, a base hit. And that'll put runners at the corners with nobody out. Gregor comes through. So do you wear your ring at all?
No, just these kinds of functions right here.
Yeah.
And I was upset because last April I was in town and I forgot my ring. So I made up for it this time and brought both of them.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, when we play the Dodgers and the A's, Mike and I wear all three of them.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, on one finger.
It's not true. We don't.
Just kidding,
Although,
Ray Fosse.
every once in a while we think about it. Oh, my goodness. I think, well, really one of the special moments for Mike and I were the next year, 2015, we had a chance for the third year to MC the ring ceremony. And the ovation you got when you came out was, it brought tears to our eyes.
Oh yeah, it was great. These fans are so good. Every time I've come back, it's I can't even describe to you the feeling.
Panic is gonna dribble one back to the pitcher, and on the play Blanco will go to second. So Joe Panic's going to be really disappointed with that at bat. And here's Longoria.
He was up there looking for a fastball, and he got it. And you don't like to get jammed on a fastball you're looking for. Because in all likelihood, he was looking for it, and he was looking for it middle in.
So outfield straight away. We're with Travis Ishikawa here in the third inning. Longoria going to line drive right at Ian Desmond. Bumgarner at third, Blanco at second. And now Marquez really slowing things down. And that was a breaking ball. So we see the umpire a little animated.
Well, he is a rookie umpire, and I don't, when you hit a guy with a changeup, I mean, and the Rockies, they were lifting their hands up, shaking their head, going, what the heck? You hit him with a changeup. But I think what Ramon de Jesus, the plate umpire, is doing is just trying to keep things in control. But I don't believe that the warning was warranted. I mean, this is a changeup. Not that it's going to feel that much better. I mean, it still hurts, but it's not 97 miles an hour hitting you on the numbers. And there's the warning.
Yeah, de Jesus actually looked like he had fun doing it.
Well, he was definitely thinking about it.
Well, it also means that Bumgarner's now to be careful pitching inside too. Here's Crawford with the bases loaded. Crawford with a base hit down the third base line in the second. Here he takes a healthy rip and a foul into the glove of Tony Walters. So you're helping kids now.
Yeah, I'm attempting as well as I can. I'm just finished up my first year as the hitting coach with the rookie ball team down there in Scottsdale. Had a blast.
Did they listen?
Most of the time, I think. Yeah. It was good. It was it's a good level to coach at. These guys are young, coming out of just out of college and getting their first taste of professional baseball. So
the things that you tell them are look fastball and learn to play left field.
Right. Yeah. Play out of position.
Take your swings.
Take your swings. And have a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah, and watch out for Jake Peavy between second and third.
That's right. That's right.
1 ball and 1 strike to Crawford. Bases are loaded here in the third. And it's 1 and 2.
I mean, now when you see Jake Peavy, you both have to laugh.
Oh yeah.
When he almost tackled you between second and third. You still had to come in, hit third, and score.
Right. Well, once I learned that the home run stayed a home run and I didn't get out for touching a player on the field, we definitely had a good laugh about it. So
Crawford takes high.
Marquez is just going country hardball with him. Those are 97-mile-an-hour fastballs.
Do you remember taking any steps at all on that home run try?
I remember everything until I saw the ball go over the fence.
Yeah.
I knew a player had come out. I didn't know it was Peavy at the time. And I honestly thought all I was trying to do was swim move out of his way so I wouldn't touch him because I didn't want to lose a homer.
Of course.
And then it wasn't until I saw the replay that I was verbally attacking him and pushing him as hard as I could.
3-2. So it's come down to this, to Crawford with one out. High and foul down the left field line and out of play.
This is the one hit the Giants have been looking for. The hit to add on. Create some distance. Keep that momentum in your dugout.
Take this long, you're thinking maybe he's thinking about throwing something other than a fastball. Got him.
With a fastball and a good one at 97. First strikeout.
So here's Hundley.
Yeah, just staying with the country hardball plan. Just reach back. Not a whole lot of location on it. Just right down the throat, but at 97.
Well, Hundley doubled down the left field line in the second.
Now he's going to look for something up. He's going to look for a fastball. And he is a good high ball hitter.
And he takes wide for a ball, 1-0. Giants with 2 runs in the second. They're trying to add on here in the third. Bumgarner led the inning off with a double over Blackman's head in center field. And he gets a bit of a gift. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Generous strike indeed.
Rockies know that the Dodgers took care of business today in St. Louis. Dodgers beat the Cardinals 17-4. Down the right field line, foul. And it's 1-2. There you go.
Golf clap.
Yeah, you're my hero.
That's the only applause he was looking for.
That was it. Care less about everybody else. 1-2 to Hundley. To the backstop. Here comes Bumgarner. He's going to score, and the Giants will take it. Maybe held on to that one a little too long.
Yeah, a little bit too much pine tar on the fingertips. It really does happen when you try to overthrow a curveball. Watch how wide that ball is. Hits Tony Walters on the right shoulder point. There really wasn't a whole lot that Walters could do with it. And he tried everything, even the bare hand out there, trying to wing it.
So 2-2. And he ends up striking out Hundley, but the Giants do pick up a run. We'd like to thank Ish for stopping by. We think about you a lot. Good luck to you and your family. And it's great to see you.
Thanks for having me on here, guys.
Got it.
human resources that know your business.
Giants with a 3-0 lead as we go to the 4th inning. And for the Rockies, it'll be Trevor Story to lead things off. Story, Holiday, and Desmond. And a strike at the knees, and it's 0-1. Story hit a fly ball as Gregor Blanco in the 1st inning made a nice running catch. Here he bounces this one up the middle. Crawford dives. He can't get it because it's a little bit out of his range, and Story runs very well.
All right, time now for our BioFreeze moment, powered by BioFreeze. Cool the pain. And June 27th against the Rockies, Madison Bumgarner, he went 7 strong, allowed a couple of hits, no runs, couple walks, 8 strikeouts, and he was dominant. And on that particular night, it was all working. And that's our BioFreeze moment.
Here's Holiday, who broke his bat and rolled a single up the middle for a base hit in the 2nd. And he takes inside for a ball, 1-0. Tell you what, you really have to be careful with a young umpire. He's already issued warnings. I mean, you could throw a 72-mile-an-hour curveball, and if you hit somebody, he might throw you out.
He might.
That's why it's always a little risky with those young umpires. There's a pitch down low, 2-0.
Well, Bumgarner, he's got to pitch inside. I mean, that's his strength. The inside corner, especially to right-handed hitters. He's got the natural cut to his fastball. He can enhance that by throwing the slider, but he likes that inside corner with both pitches. He wanted that last pitch too.
So 3-0 to Holiday. And it's high, ball 4.
This season, the first time through the lineup, Bumgarner, a 1.67 ERA, in innings 4 through 6, 4.81. And you have to remember too, though, I mean, he basically had his spring training in the season when he was put on the shelf when he broke his hand, the last start in spring training.
Here's Desmond, who sacrificed bunt. Here he hits a double play ball to Crawford. Crawford hangs in there with it, and they turn it. Tough play only because the ball was hit hard, and a tricky last hop to Crawford, but he hung in there. Very nicely done.
Well, he didn't panic. He knew that ball was hit very hard, and he knew if he could get it stopped, he was still going to have time. Now, Desmond, who runs well, I mean, he's got an idea how hard he hit that ball. Still no contest at first base, but a veteran shortstop who didn't panic when it didn't come completely clean once he got the ball into the glove.
Outside to Cuevas, who hit a ground ball to Evan Longoria in the 2nd inning. Good breaking ball down low. 2 balls and no strikes. Tony Walters is on deck. Bumgarner rubs up the baseball. Three and 0.
One thing we've learned about Bud Black, and it's kind of the philosophy we've seen from all the Rockies teams that we've faced over the years, is they embrace the 3-0 pitch. And Bud Black is a pitcher, and he knows that when a guy's having problems throwing strikes, you can let that pitcher dig a hole. But with this group of hitters, he'll turn them loose on a 3-0. It doesn't matter if they're hitting third, fourth, or seventh.
And right at the belt for a strike to make it 3-1.
And it should have been a strike. I mean, it was in the zone. We've seen DeJesus, the plate umpire, and again, we're seeing it for the first time tonight. He likes the knee-high corners, or knee-high level.
Crawford gets a big third hop, and that'll end the inning. His Bumgarner opens up the inning with a hit and a walk, and nothing for Colorado.
Two hits, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts, 114 pitches. First complete game by a Giant this season, and Giants snap an 11-game losing streak. And that's our Coors Light refreshing finish. He was brilliant, absolutely performed surgery out there in the middle of the diamond. And his reward is he got to get his first complete game, and there was the hug from a veteran catcher. A moment that he will never forget.
I want to go hug Ryan Vogelsong. What are you talking about?
Well, Vogelsong was the guy that got him squared away mechanically. And the results have been dramatic. His last 5 starts, he's been literally one of the best pitchers in the National League.
Although Vogel's, I don't know, he doesn't hand out hugs.
No.
And maybe you almost have to do something unworldly for him to hand out a hug.
He's a handshake, shot in a beer guy.
Yeah, look you in the eye, shake your hand. Slater takes a breaking ball high. He had an RBI and a ground ball, very productive out in the second. Takes low and away, 2 balls and a strike. Hunter Pence on deck. Slater, foul. Abieto.
The Rook. Likely to see some action in San Diego when the Giants go on the road.
Little pop up into right center field. Coming in is the right fielder Cuevas, and he makes the catch. Well, the Giants will honor Willie McCovey on African American Heritage Night, presented by PG&E on September 28th. You get a stretched McCovey t-shirt and a ticket. sfgiants.com/special events. Here's Pence with 1 out. Pence hit a little blue single to knock in a run in the second. takes a strike right at the knees, and it's 0-1. Pence going to wave at that. It's 0-2. On deck is Gorkis Hernandez. We're in the 4th. On a Saturday night, where would you rather be?
Nowhere else. Giants with their Gigantes jersey tonight. Remember when they first broke out the Gigantes jersey? Giants were like 10-0 when they put those things on.
Remember the first night they broke him out, I was doing radio, and my Spanish is so good.
Hey, you can get a cheese
My
omelet.
Pronunciations are so good. And for 4 innings, it was the Gigantes. And finally, some guy below the Cambiar booth was like, "Hey, you knucklehead, it's Gigantes." I was like, "All right, you're right, my bad." Pence goes down swinging on a 3-2 breaking ball.
Well, we have to ask you, how far would you go for a Togo? Brought to you by Togo's Pretzel Rami in September 4th. In Colorado, Gorkis Hernandez hit a home run off Herman Marquez. It was a big one, 430 feet, hit 104 miles per hour. And Derek Rodriguez thought that was...
It gave him the lead.
Well,
he had a chance for a win.
That automatically put Gorkis Hernandez on his Christmas list.
Rockies came back and scored 5.
It's all right. There for a minute.
It felt good.
Felt good.
I think that was on the 4th, and that was Affeld's best game. He had laryngitis.
Hey, he wasn't much help that night. He made up for it the next couple days.
He did. I'm not sure where that pitch was. 2 balls and 1 strike. Parkes with a base hit to left field, and Bumgarner is going to get a chance to hit. I think he got a hanging breaking ball.
He did. Giants have taken advantage of some hanging breaking balls that Marquez has had. It's just a spinner. That's the kind of breaking ball you see in Coors Field where there's not a lot of humidity. That did nothing. That deserved to get hit.
And I guess if you're a pitcher, you're glad it stayed the park. Bumgarner doubled over Blackman's head in center field. He eventually scored on a wild pitch. So takes a healthy rip, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Oh, 2. Got him. And that'll end the inning. 5th inning coming up. 3-0 Giants.
you here, and how fun is it to reminisce about that season?
It is a lot of fun. Obviously, we have a few of us here tonight for the game, and there's a chance to come back to the Bay Area, catch a Giants game. Wife and kids are here, and they're really enjoying it, taking it all in. So it's nice to reminisce and think about, the good times.
Very good, a very good year. And I remember specifically every single Giant I spoke to after you guys won, they said, we're so happy for Tim. 17 seasons before you got a title. What does that mean to you, how much the team rallied around you?
It's really special, obviously. I only spent 2 years here in San Francisco, but, my teammates in this city and the fans, they just made it so special for me the last couple of years I was here, especially winning the World Series. It's just, it kind of gets me here a little bit just because, just knowing how all the guys, wanted to win it, not only for themselves, for the city, but just knew how important it was for me.
It was an incredible run for sure, and there were so many fun, quirky things that happened. The yes, yes, yes movement, the championship blood. We talked a little bit earlier today, Tim and I were on a panel about the whole team wearing the bald caps, and one barely fit Bruce Bochy. But what do you think the chemistry was like with that group, and what can you share about the characters on that team?
It was a great chemistry. We had a great group of guys. Obviously, we had some ups and downs during the season, but we knew that, if we could just get into the playoffs and get our foot in the door, that we had a chance to really do something special just because we had that kind of group. We had that kind of chemistry. And, it was just a lot of fun. A group of guys that knew how to win. They were proven winners. They had that championship bloodline. And I was just glad that I was a part of it.
It was a great mix, too, of veterans and young guys, and you definitely brought the calmness to the clubhouse. But it was interesting to me, when I asked him earlier what his favorite moment was for another player, you mentioned the guy on the mound tonight. What did you love about Madison that season?
Well, I think that season was kind of his coming out party, and he was always a great player, but I think he went from being a really good player to being a superstar in this game that season. And he was a big game player. Pitched the play-in game in Pittsburgh for us, got us to Washington. He was just a table setter for us. It was nice to know that you had him on the mound in an important ball game. And then in Game 7, when we were looking in that bullpen, you saw that big left-hander down there warming up to come into the ball game. You knew that you had a really good chance to win.
You liked your chances. In fact, Tim shared that they didn't really need to go to Jeremy. They should have just given the ball to Madison at that point. When you talk about Madison, though, and his coming out party, Jeremy did share a story about the wild card game in which Madison threw a complete game, and that Jeremy was putting on his shoes, and Madison said, you can probably do it better than me with your accent, but what are you doing? He knew he wasn't going to need help that night.
Yeah, well, the good ones, man, they have something special, and I think he's a special player out there on the mound. He pretty much let us jump on his back during that postseason, and we rode him hard, and he didn't let me down.
He did not let you down. What are you up to now? Your whole family's here. I heard you tried to just come out with your wife, and your 3 children were like, no, we're going to San Francisco too. So what are you up to now? Well,
obviously my kids are 13, 14, and 17, so it's a busy time. Just coaching my son. He's 13. We started school ball last year, so I'm coaching his team, coaching his little travel baseball team. Tess is a cheerleader, and Kennedy plays volleyball, so we're all over the place, just busy going. I'm like an Uber driver for my family, except I don't get paid.
You don't get paid. You keep paying out. I know. And for the record, gentlemen, Tim's son wearing a Crawford jersey. Nice to see. Dwayne?
All right, great to see Huddy, and nice job, Amy G. The Rockies, by the way, have 2 runners on. Marquez, the pitcher, a base hit, and then Blackman followed that with a hit. So here's LeMahieu.
Well, and what's going on in his mind. He's got an opportunity to sort of make that hit batsman that he was back in the 3rd inning. He can hurt Bumgarner here. And what LeMahieu does so well, and we're talking about a guy that led the National League in hitting, he goes to right field. He uses the right side of the field very well. For a guy who's 6'4", he has outstanding back control.
He will hurt you a lot of different ways. So 0-2 to LeMahieu with Nolan Arenado on deck. 1-2, a little teaser down and away.
Good pitch, though. 0-2 count. I mean, that's what you want to do. Make everybody think about it. The hitter, the umpire. See the direction of outfield hits. 47 times he's gone to right field.
Well, Bumgarner staying away, almost inviting LeMahieu to go to right field. Bumgarner got a double play ball in the 4th. Desmond hit a ball right at Crawford. He's going to get a double play ball here. Crawford to Panic. Panic to Slater. He's done it again. It remains 3-0.
All three Alou brothers played in the Giants outfield. In left field was Matty Alou. In center field, Felipe Alou. And Jesus Alou played in right field. And that's a smart play brought to you by your Northern California Ford dealers.
I'm surprised it just didn't happen all the time.
You know, and all three of those guys, completely different type of ball players. In stature, in abilities.
All three really good players. Felipe was a tremendous player. He kind of got lost in the maze in McCovey. Filipino Heritage Night is Monday, the 24th of September. It's the Giants and the Padres. Always a big night here. So come on out, enjoy Filipino Heritage Night on the 24th. So here's the top of the order. Gregor Blanco to lead things off. Blanco singled in the 3rd. Panic to follow. And then Longoria. 2 balls, no strikes on the high fastball. Popped up. Tough sky right now, but Arenado, he can deal with that. 1 out.
Yeah, he's pretty good on pop-ups, as we've come to find out.
Here's Panic. Panic lined out to center and rolled one back to Marquez in the third. Longoria watching from the on-deck circle. High, 2 balls, no strikes.
Got underneath that change up, a little push to it.
So Marquez not happy right now.
Yeah, backing off the mound though. I mean, he's a guy when we first saw him as a young pitcher. Well, when he's 23 years old now, but when we first saw him at the big league level, and he's just about got 2 full years at the big league level in. We watch him pitch and he was just get it, go. Completely a fast worker. So for him to back off a 3-0 count, kind of get himself gathered, I mean, that's something that they've worked on him with. Controlling the rhythm of an inning, especially when it's going against you. Dodgers today, big win in St. Louis. 3 home runs by Yasiel Puig in that game. Arizona losing in Houston.
Longoria taking all the way, and he takes a strike.
See the National League West standings right now. It's the Dodgers and the Rockies.
Longoria with a base hit. Panic will not test Cuevas, and that'll put runners at first and second for Crawford.
Seen Longoria really use that right side of the field a lot of late. It's paying off for him.
Crawford struck out with the bases loaded in the third. And the pitch. Crawford with a healthy swing and a foul.
Make a play, give it to your lady. Job well done.
Another healthy rip and a foul out of play. This one headed to the upper deck.
And she did it without a glove.
Oh, 0-2.
Very graceful high five.
Hundley on deck.
So Tony Wolder's going to come out and talk about this 0-2 pitch. I mean, really, the 2 decisions that you're thinking about are, do I go below the strike zone or do I go above the strike zone? Heading to count 0-2. I mean, you're in the driver's seat if you're Marquez.
On the ground to third. Arenado is going to step on the bag. His off-balance throw is in time, and that'll end the inning. We will head to the sixth. It's 3-0 Giants. A lot more. Download MLB at bat today. Nolan Arenado is going to hit. He will lead things off here in the sixth. The Giants with a 3-0 lead. Arenado is 0 for 2. Hit a ball to the wall in center field. His last time up here, he takes a first pitch curveball in for a strike.
Curveball's been a good pitch for Bumgarner. There is activity in the Giants bullpen. And it's not a pitch count issue. With Bumgarner at 53 pitches as we go into the top of the sixth inning.
I could be making something up here, but his last at bat, something odd it appeared to happen. Because he swung and missed, and then he took a fastball right down the middle of the chute, and then he popped out, and he took a long time outside the batter's box.
Now Dave Gresham going to come out and talk to the big man about it. If he felt something that wasn't right, I mean, this is not the time of year to push yourself through some kind of a discomfort. And I'm sure Dave Gresham is talking about it too. I mean, Bumgarner doesn't want to leave. I mean, he likes to play baseball. I mean, the only thing he likes to do more than play baseball is probably have a rock fight.
Or a fight.
Or just any kind of fight.
I don't know. It was kind of there on the tee.
So. Oh, and he likes to wrestle too.
So I just hit it.
But Sam Dyson up in the pen.
2 balls and 1 strike. On the ground to Crawford. Crawford gets a tricky hop, but a big hop. The Bumgarners they live down towards the Walnut Creek area, and it happens 3 or 4 times a year where I'll end up in the parking lot about the same time he's leaving to go home, and I'll just walk by him and say, "I'm going to race you home," and I'm kidding, and he's not.
No, he drives to win.
He is not. Here's Trevor Story. Story with a ground ball to Crawford. Crawford has this one come up on him. And let's check in with Amy G.
All right, guys, it is time for our Giants in the Community. It's brought to you by PG and E. And earlier today, Ty Block visited the California Academy of Sciences to join the fight against climate change. Interns from the Academy and Junior Giants got a big surprise when Ty showed up, and they got to use the Academy Interactive mobile app. That helps them do real-time naturalist observations from the museum's living roof, which is awesome. If you haven't been there, you need to go. The app helps scientists better understand biodiversity and better predict the impact of climate change. And fans are encouraged to visit calacademy.org for more information. Ty said he had a blast. It's a really cool place to take your family. Dwayne?
Very good. Yep, it is. Ty Block representing the Giants very well. Here's Holiday. Runner goes. Hundley's got a strong arm, and it's not in time. Story with his 26th steal.
Giants are looking at it as you see Sir Hinsley Mullins. And unless his hand comes off the base, that's a steal, and it did not. Giants will not contest.
It was a strike to Holiday. Holiday with a pop-up right below us. And fan brought his glove and made the catch.
And making a play. Oh, yeah. And he does the right thing. And there's his reward. Atta bib. And get ready to make another one. That's my guy.
Very close. 1-2. Bumgarner's going to want that one.
Well, only because he's gotten it earlier. We haven't seen many high strikes called, but we have seen that area called a strike. And once it gets called a strike one time, pitcher's going to want it. ERA for Bumgarner home this year 1.36, and that's in 9 starts.
He's ready, and now the 2-2 pitch to Holiday. Bounces this one to Longoria. 2 down. Story has to stay put. Here's Desmond. So here's Desmond. Desmond is 0 for 1. He bounced into a double play. And there's that curveball that he steals the strike with. It's 0-1.
It's so hard to stay on it when you're hitting off a Bumgarner from the right side. That thing starts out of his hand. You're thinking that's way away. He just wraps around the outside corner.
Popped up. Blanco's coming in. He'll be the one to take charge on this, and that'll end the inning. So Bumgarner walking off the mound. We'll see if that's it for him. It'll be Hundley, Slater, and Pence. It's the Giants 3, the Rockies nothing. We'll be back.
Jerseys are now on sale at all Bay Area Giants dugout stores, and if you're looking for game used jerseys, bid now at sfgiants.com/game used auction. And it is the very stylish Gigantes blacktop.
Gigantes.
No, Gigantes.
Oh, sorry. So there you go. You know what? It's pretty cool.
It's a good one. I want to get that. I want to get that. I want to get that. See, when we played, we had 2 uniforms. We had home and we had away. End of story.
It's Cuevas who's going to come out of nowhere and make the catch. Hundley retired.
There are no retro unis. There were no orange top, black top.
Al Oliver. He's the one guy when you think of the story. He got his 2 uniforms.
Opening day.
And then he thought they were too long, so he cut the bottom of it, and he cut them too short. He couldn't tuck it in.
That was a breaking ball that hit Slater in the helmet.
No, it's the right call. You can't kick a guy out for that. And that's why we were worried about DeJesus. And what would he do in case something like that happened? But he read that right.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to deliberately throw at somebody with a changeup or a slow curveball. It just hits the back of the helmet.
It still will unnerve you as a hitter.
Yeah, it rings your bell.
Here's Pence.
Plus, you have that memory of a ball coming at your face.
Slater's going to go, and Pence drives it to right. And Slater better get back. No, he's going the wrong way as he headed to third. And he's doubled up. And that'll end the inning. It's 3-0.
Toyota dealer than it has been. Another night where we compare the pitchers. Madison Bumgarner through 6 innings, outstanding night. 5 hits allowed, no runs, 1 walk, a couple strikeouts on just 64 pitches. And Ron Marquez, 6 innings, 7 hits allowed, 3 earned runs. He has struck out 4 through 82 pitches, and that's our pitcher comparative. Giants lead this ball game 3-0. We're in the top of the 7th inning, and that's our Toyota game summary.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
Tony Watson, the new pitcher now for Bruce Bochy. 67th time that he has come into a game this year for Bruce Bochy. 2.79 ERA and 61 innings of work, averaging a strikeout an inning. 62, just against 14 walks.
And it's Cuevas who's going to hit first. And a swing. Ain't gonna miss.
Good changeup. Watson, you'll see velocity on the fastball go mid-90s, but the changeup really is a great neutralizer, especially the right-handed hitters.
Well, he had a really impressive outing on Wednesday against the Braves. 1 ball and 1 strike. Cuevas has bounced out twice, once to the third baseman Longoria, and the other to shortstop Brandon Crawford. One and 2.
3 pitches, 3 changeups. When you find yourself unable to stay back in that changeup, I mean, a guy with a good changeup, he's going to smell that. He's going to keep throwing them to you. The more you think about that changeup, the more susceptible you are to the fastball, especially in the inside corner. At the hands.
Out of play.
I like that.
One and 2. And he just stays alive. Chris Iannetta has grabbed a bat. He's on deck. He would be hitting for Walters.
There's Iannetta.
That foul. Cuevas being a tough out.
Well, the first time he saw the breaking ball, until then, it's been pretty much soft stuff away, and then you heated him up in the hands, making good pitches. And to Cuevas' credit, I mean, he's hanging in there.
Yeah, this will be pitch number 7. Got him. So he decided not to throw him a strike.
Now it's time for Built for Baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. Madison Bumgarner, 6 innings, 5 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. And the Rockies, with runners in scoring position, were 0 for 9. And the double play ball tonight, it was working. Big man really had a nice feel of all of his pitches, a nice feel of the strike zone, and he was getting ground balls. And he's given his team a chance to win. That's our Built for Baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile.
Here's Iannetta. Iannetta hitting .224. Inside corner, he gets the call, 0-2.
You get a little bit of width on the inside corner down around the knees. You don't get much up around the belt from Ramon de Jesus, but I think he's done a pretty good job tonight.
Started to go, but held up. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Such a good pitch right there. That's taking a corner strike that he got on the second pitch and enhancing it by starting movement on the inside corner, let the movement run off the plate in.
Out of play. On deck is Tom Murphy. Yeah, it is a chilly night. But our folks are usually prepared for any kind of a night. Is Iannetta with a swing and a miss. So Watson has struck out the first 2 hitters he's faced. Xfinity X1 customers say, show me the San Francisco Giants into your X1 voice remote, and you can get live stats on your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1. Murphy at the plate, hitting .231. Pops it up. Souvenir. No balls and 1 strike. Be interesting to see if anything was indeed wrong with Madison Bumgarner. I'm sure we'll hear some type of word.
Well, there had to be some kind of discomfort to get him out of the game because his pitch count was low. He was dominant through 6 innings.
And he was due to hit.
Due to hit. That might be the biggest clue of all. And it's not like him to miss at bats. He loves to hit.
Oh, 2. Watson with 2 strikeouts to the first 2 hitters, 1 and 2 to Murphy.
Almonte, the right-hander, Musgrave, the lefty. He's actually going to lead off the bottom of the 7th with Gorkis Hernandez, the right-handed hitter.
And Watson strikes out the side. Nice outing for Tony Watson, and it'll be Gorkis Hernandez to lead things off.
That's transparency. By Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com. By Xfinity. X1 will change the way you experience TV. And by Kelly Moore Paints. Go where the pros go. Kelly Moore, the painter's paint store.
As you look outside of AT&T Park, it's a 3-0 lead. When it's time for a Change Things Speedy oil change and auto service, your trusted oil change tune-up and repair experts.
New pitcher now for Bud Black's Rockies will be Yency Almonte. Almonte, a big fella, 6'5", 225 pounds, 24 years of age, hard thrower. You'll see a fastball that goes mid to high 90s with good sink on the fastball. He will four-seam it as well. He's also got a slider and a changeup.
And the new catcher is Chris Iannetta. And a strike to Gorkis to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Giants with 2 runs in the second and then a single run in the third. Marquis checks his swing, and on the appeal it's 2 balls and 1 strike. 5 hits for Colorado, 7 hits for San Francisco. Chris Shaw is on deck. And the pitch, here it is. Close, 3-1.
But no cigar.
Popped him up. Right side, Desmond or LeMahieu. It'll be LeMahieu who puts it away. Chris Shaw hit a home run in Denver. It's pretty impressive. And we're going to show that for a lot of reasons. One, at that point it gave the Giants the lead. But it's also the only hit Shaw's had this year in 21 at-bats.
Well, it makes him do.
Get ready to swing, kid. There's a pitch down low. 1 ball and no strikes.
He is a guy that, you put that ball in the strike zone, I don't care what kind of speed you throw on it, he's going to turn on. What he has to work on is staying in the strike zone. The league has found out that he was susceptible to the high pitch out of the zone. Out of the zone above the strike zone. And once that happens, you're going to see a steady diet of it. If they feel that they don't have to throw a strike in the strike zone to get you out, I mean, you're not going to see any.
Shaw, 21 at bats, already the overshift. Close, 2 balls and 1 strike. Gregor Blanco to follow. We're in the 7th. And a slow hit ball to LeMahieu. No problem. 2 outs. And here's Blanco. Blanco tonight 1 for 3. One ball and no strikes. Blanco pops it up. Center field for Blackman, who comes racing in. And Almonte with a 1-2-3-7. So we'll head to the 8th. It remains 3-0 Giants.
reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Francisco Giants Baseball Club, LLC.
Here it's a 3-0 lead. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and repair experts. The Giants will bring on right-hander Mark Melanson. He'll be facing Blackman, LeMahieu, and Arenado.
Melanson's number is 35th time he's come in. He's been a great story this year because he really has had to come back and regain his confidence in his arm. Physically, the Giants handled him with kid gloves, but this last month, I mean, he's really thrown the ball well.
Blackman's going to look at a strike. Blackman's 1 for 3. Those at bats came against Madison Bumgarner. And a breaking ball for a strike. It's 0-2.
That's what you see. I mean, you see cutters, low 90 with velocity, and that over the top 12-6 curveball from a high release. And when he's right, you know, you get a lot of ground balls because of the acute angles on his stuff.
LeMahieu and then Arenado. On the ground to third. And Longoria will throw out Blackman. He'll do that for the second time. All right, let's check in with Amy G. Amy.
All right, gentlemen, it is time for our Ask Amy G segment. Tonight's authentic fan question coming from Barbara Latham. Here's what Barbara would like to know. Has there ever been a pitcher that got through an inning with just 3 pitches? Well, Barbara, yes, there has. It doesn't happen often, but it does happen. And I went to a media member who provides stats here for the Giants. The rarity of 3 outs on 3 pitches has happened 182 times since 1893. It's actually happened twice this year. Victor Arano of the Phillies did it April 16th versus the Braves, and Jimmy Cordero of the Nationals did it August 31st versus the Brewers. Now, the last Giant to accomplish the feat, it was Madison Bumgarner versus the Padres back on August 14th, 2010. Barbara, I hope that answers your question. If you do have a question for a player or coach, tweet me at AmyGGiants. Hashtag it, AskAmyG. Dwayne?
It's my new favorite segment now.
That's a good one.
It is.
That's a good question.
Amy was really smart when she went to get the information. She did not go to BI.
Yeah, BI, which stands for
really bad, bogus information.
Bogus information.
Which we use bogus information. There's BI on the right.
Bogus.
The whole game.
Joe McCarthy. Well, it's kind of a bad X right there.
Yeah, you just X'd out Joe completely.
Sorry, Joe. Did it hurt?
That was back to the old elimination days.
We need to bring those back.
It was such a great, so much fun, and then the next year we came back and our great salespeople sponsored it.
That was it.
Hey, we need to eliminate 4 more people. We got sponsors to make happy. And LeMahieu sees that big hard curveball, and he's a strikeout victim.
Yeah, and it's the quickness of this pitch. And the only way you get the quickness of a pitch is when you can snap that pitch off. Watch the arm action. Pow! I mean, he hammers the yellow hammer down as if he's driving a nail into a chunk of wood. And the end result is you get a curveball that's got some fuzz on it. And it just impressed DJ LeMahieu.
Arenado takes a strike.
And this is what we've seen the last month from Melanson, and Giants are very excited about the resurgence in his arm.
His stuff is sharp.
Sharp, quick.
One ball and 1 strike. College teammates. Hundley, Melanson.
A couple Wildcats out of the University of Arizona.
That's a fair ball right over the bag at third. So Arenado's got his first hit of the night. It's a double. And Trevor Story's going to hit.
Just an easy play to call if you're the third base umpire, Gabe Morales.
Story, fly ball to right. Had an infield hit. And then he reached on a Crawford error. And a high fastball, 1 ball and no strikes.
With cut. For the most part, you're going to see cut with the movement on the fastball. He's got a 2-seam fastball. He's also got a changeup. I mean, he can give you other pitches, but for the most part, it's the cutter at low 90 with velocity and the curveball. One thing you do not want to do with Story is miss up out over the strike zone, because he is very quick to that location. And his numbers back that statement up. 33 homers, 102 RBIs on the year. A lot of that damage has been done with mistakes above the belt.
And a healthy rip, and it's 1-2.
Ooh. Story taking a walk. He knows he missed a good opportunity.
Sixteenth pitch of the inning for Mark Melanson. And he got him, and that'll end the inning. Right on the inside corner. It'll be Panic to lead things off.
3-game series with the Colorado Rockies. It's going to be a 1 o'clock start time. Hour-long pregame live starts at noon. You'll see right here on NBC Sports Bay Area. Also streaming live on the NBC Sports app, so don't miss anything about the Giants this season. You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and NBCSportsBayArea.com. Tomorrow it's going to be Derek Rodriguez on the hill against another young right-hander, Antonio Senzatella. And right now, as we get into the bottom of the 8th inning, it's 3-0 Giants.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
Harrison Musgrave, the new pitcher now for the Rockies. 30th time he has come into a game. Got a low 90s fastball, a slider, and a changeup.
Panic is 0 for 2. He drew a walk in the 5th.
Look at the numbers for Musgrave. 38 innings. He only allowed 30 hits, but he's walked 20 guys. That's a lot.
And as you say, it's 2-0. There's a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike.
If you're looking at how many strikeouts and walks you should average in a 9-inning game, you should average 6 strikeouts. You should average 3 walks. A 2-to-1 strikeout walk ratio, those are all acceptable numbers.
Panic in the center field, but right at Blackman. 1 out. Here's Longoria. Longoria. 0 for, make it 1 for 2. Giants with a home record of 40 and 33, so they're trying to improve that. They're 34 and 31 against the West. It is the National League West the rest of the way, with the exception of 3 in St. Louis.
Will Smith finishing off his warm-up pitches.
In tight. 1 ball and 1 strike. Longoria takes low and away. His base hit in the 5th was a ground ball past Desmond. Here it's 3-1. And another base hit for Longoria as he just pounds it through the shift.
Now he's making it look too easy, but when they stack up the left side of the infield with 3 infielders, that hole is there. They pitch you away. I mean, that really is pitching away from the defense. And Longoria, who has really taken advantage of the right side here these last couple of weeks, peppers it again. Lets the ball get deep, hits it almost off his right hip.
Crawford is 1 for 3. And he takes outside for a ball with Hundley on deck. No runs, 6 hits for the Rockies. For the Giants, 3 runs on 8 hits. Last night the Giants had 8 hits, the Rockies had 2. Crawford takes wide, 2 balls and no strikes. And right on the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike.
Crawford tonight has used the left side of the field well. I mean, if they continue to pitch him on that side of the plate, the third base side, he'll go over there again. Really moved Arenado way off the line.
It almost looked like he was trying to go that way again.
Yeah, it did. You go back into earlier this year when he was the hottest guy on the planet, literally. He was using left field just about every night, whether it be lefties, righties, didn't matter. If you worked him on that side of the plate, the third base side, he would pepper you. He had beautiful symmetry in his approach.
Crawford on the ground. Story underhands it to LeMahieu, and the throw to first is not in time. So Crawford will reach on the fielder's choice. And we'll see if Bud Black's going to let Musgrave pitch to Hundley. And it appears like he's not going to. So Jeremiah Johnson is in the bullpen getting loose. Or at least that's who it looks like. He's a big fella. He's coming in. Giants lead 3-0. We'll be back. Authentic fan.
Bundled up nicely, enjoying the Northern California month of September. It is definitely sweatshirt weather.
So DJ Johnson to face Hundley, with Crawford at first base, 2 outs.
DJ Johnson, it's a big fella. Daniel Stewart Johnson, but he does look like Jeremiah Johnson with that beard, and he's a big fella, as I said, 6'4", 240, out of Beaverton, Oregon. Got a good fastball. You'll see low to mid 90s, hard slide up and a changeup.
Has to be a logger, right?
Oh yeah, this guy works in the Great North Woods.
He throws trees around.
If you're from Beaverton, Oregon, that's how you're supposed to look. Now there's another mountain man. These guys look like they should be playing for the Rockies.
And a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Will Smith will face Holiday, Desmond, and Cuevas. unless Crawford scores, and then we'll see somebody else.
Maybe. Giants put up another run, you're going to see somebody else.
Two balls and a strike. And Anna keeps looking into the dugout. Johnson ready. He gets the sign. And the pitch. Swing going to pop up. It's going to be out of play. It's 2-2. 38,204 here tonight. Last night, a Friday night crowd of 37,800. I mentioned earlier the Dodgers have won, the Diamondbacks have lost. Calm Padre fans down, we'll mention them too. They're losing at home against the Rangers. 2-2. Got him, and that'll end the inning. Ninth inning coming up. Giants are hanging on. They lead 3-0 with Will Smith coming in. Trusted oil change tune-up and repair experts.
11 saves on the year for Will Smith. Been very good with 66 strikeouts against 13 walks in 48 innings. And look at the hits allowed, just 29. You see a low to mid-90s fastball with curveball and a very, very good slider, which he uses as a kill pitch for both righties and lefties.
So it's Holiday who's going to lead things off. Holiday's been on base twice. First pitch First pitch fastball down low. 1 ball and no strikes. Out of play down the right field line. Another fastball. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Holiday and Smith have gone at it 4 times. Actually 6 times. 1 for 4 with 2 walks.
Staying on that inside corner.
1 and 2.
That's one Holiday I'll take a look at. Ramon DeJesus, the plate umpire, and say, was that on the swing or was that on the call? Right back in there with 94 on the hands. And that was not that easy of a take because that ball had cut on it. When it left the hand of Will Smith, if you're Holiday, you're thinking that's on the inside corner.
On the ground, Longoria on the backhand. The set to throw. Got him. What a nice play by Evan Longoria. 1 down here in the 9th.
Well, what makes a great third baseman? Well, it's quick feet and soft hands. Because you're going to get some flames, and that's a top spin, 1-hop seed. There's the quickness, the softness in the hands. Now he's got all the time in the world, and he gets his man.
Here's Desmond. Desmond takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Desmond is 0 for 2. Swing. They're going to foul. It's 0-2. Smith gets a sign from Hundley. And now we'll reset. Foul. Not by much though, as it'll carry him out to Blanco.
Early in the year, Ian Desmond was just in a horrible slump, and the way that he dug himself out was right field. And a lot of the hits that he got to right field were in 2-strike counts, where he just slaps.
And this will be a base hit for Desmond. And that'll bring up Noel Cuevas. Cuevas is 0 for 3. Watson struck him out in the 7th. Fly ball to right. Blanco coming in, still coming in. 2 down. And here's Iannetta. Iannetta came in as a pinch hitter, and Watson struck him out in the 7th. And a first pitch breaking ball in for a strike.
It's so good with that curveball. Get ahead with strike one. I mean, he does it with righties and lefties. You're just not looking for it. It's not an easy pitch to look for.
On a check swing, they're going to see if Iannetta went around, and Jerry Meal says no, not this time. Bumgarner went 6 innings. 1 ball and 1 strike. Down low, 2-1. Bumgarner, Watson, Melanson, and now Smith. Runner goes, swinging a foul. It's 2-2.
So a little work for Tony Diaz, the first base coach.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Down low, 3-2.
Not by much. I mean, that was right there, scraping the base of that strike zone. Set the outside corner. And the momentum of the pitch kind of took it out of the zone, and it was close.
Out of play, we'll do it again.
Just a, hey, I got a 3-0 lead here, hit me fastball on a 3-2 count.
Yeah, that's what it has to be, right?
That's what it has to be.
Out of play.
Again, nothing tricky, just backyard wiffle ball with your little brother. And Iannetta, to his credit, I mean, he's fighting him off. And that little guy got a reward for hanging around. It made the night.
Little flare to right. Blanco there, and that's the ball game. So Will Smith comes in. He'll pick up the save. And tip your cap to Giants pitching. This is a very, very good hitting team with power. They can do a lot of things, the Rockies. And the Giants have not allowed a run in the first 2 games.
Amazing. And you consider the importance of each game. Both times the Rockies have come to the ballpark, they've known that the Dodgers have won before this game started. And the Giants pitching has been unbelievable, start to finish.
So this win by the Giants knocks the Rockies out of first place, which means tomorrow's ball game is going to be very important to the Colorado Rockies. Final score tonight here at AT&T Park. It's the Giants 3 and the Rockies nothing. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned. Postgame Live presented by Toyota starts right now.